Hello everyone, I'm the Black Shadow. You remember me from certain Let's Play series such as Let's Kick Ass in Medieval, Let's Get My Ass Kicked in Grand Theft Auto 1, and Let's Get Brutally and Utterly Destroyed by Hunters and Dogs in Resident Evil 1. I'm still having nightmares of that bloody corridor, folks. Sometimes a family will come up and wake up in the middle of the night and they'll come up and find me sobbing in the corner like a little girl. Anyways, down to, I suppose, business, I suppose. This video obviously is not a Let's Play recording. This is more of a, not really an update video, really. I'd say this is more of sort of just letting you guys know sort of what's going on at the moment, and, with one thing in particular, a certain game called Resident Evil Remake. Now, I know what immediately so you might think, Resident Evil Remake? Don't you mean Director's Cut? Well, nah, you see, they are very, very different games, folks. They are not even remotely related, I don't feel. In fact, Resident Evil Remake was made several years after the original Resident Evil was made, actually. As far as that was concerned, it was released in, mid-2002, I think it was. And as Shinji Mikami says, it's a game. This game. He was a director for both the original Resident Evil as well as Remake and many others of the series. He quoted, stated, and I quote, that the remake is 70% different from the original. And the reason I'm talking here about Resident Evil Remake is because this is a game that I've been considering LPing for a little while, folks. But I know what you're thinking now. Thinking, well, all right then. If you want to LP this game, then just LP it. You don't need our permission or anything like that to do it. Why do you not just get on and just do it? And I suppose you're kind of right, folks. If I just wanted to LP the game, then I would just LP it. But you see, there's more to this game than you might think, folks. And I turn your direction to one Mr. Dead Valve, a person that I do know. And he was actually originally the person who originally suggested that I actually do a Let's Play of Resident Evil Remake. And a little while ago, me and him we were having a bit of a talk about it, Remake, and he said, "No, why not do a Let's Play of the game?" And I thought, "No, that's alright, sounds pretty cool." Except I've never actually played the game before. And he sat there, and he had a quick think about it, and he thought, that was a good thing because he suggested, as far as doing a Let's Play of Resident Evil, which does sound, I'd be very interested in doing something like that. He made the suggestion that I do the Let's Play blind. Now, for those people who don't know what a blind LP means, which you might not know, a blind LP is different from a normal LP in the sense that in a blind LP you deliberately don't know anything about the game. It's like playing the game for the first time, and I honestly do not. I know very little about Remake. I've never played it. I've never really seen anything of it. I know people who have played it. And my knowledge of Remake is very, very, very limited. And it is a very different game from the original Resident Evil. I believe the directors they made the game deliberately to confuse people who have played the original Resident Evils. To throw them off. And so he came up with the idea, that I play the game blind, not having no research on it, no walkthroughs, no nothing, playing it like anyone else would, and it seemed like a very interesting idea actually, when he first put it off to sort of put it up, and since that was a little while ago, and since then I've been a bit busy doing other LPs. But since then, I have, I've had to think about it, and I figured, what somebody might say is, all right, we want to do the game, do it blind, but you could just keep retrying areas over and over and over again until you do what you want. And so I have since decided I was going to add my own stipulation to this LP, that I am going to be banning save states. Yes, you heard that right, folks. No save states. I know I make, I don't abuse save states, I don't think. I make use of them in order to sort of, to show you certain things here and there. but I'm absolutely banning save states and using the good old fashioned sort of typewriter system that the games originally incorporated. And that's why I think being a blind, it's different from normal LP. I think it's more of a opportunity to sort of play through the game and sort of experience the game. I suppose I enjoy doing the LPs as they are, and I think this would be something very different to do. I love giving sort of the walkthrough sort of idea of it. Like I've mentioned actually in one of my discussions with Herutura, one of my very avid Resident Evil 2 viewers, though she did watch Resident Evil 1 at that. It's sort of commenting about my commentary style. I do tend to add that element of best ways to sort of deal with certain situations in games and bloody blah. So that's that. So you might then be wondering, okay, then so when are you planning to do this LP of Resident Evil Remake? Well, at the moment, folks, I'm not quite sure. I've got a couple projects lined up at the moment. For starters, after Resident Evil 2, I'm hoping to be doing Super Mario Bros. 3 as a joint LP with my friend King Shocker 92. That should be quite a blast, and that would definitely be something very different as well. Doing an LP with someone else, alongside me, so that'd be quite interesting. On top of that, I've also got the original Silent Hill. That's in the works at the moment. I'm looking to do that about a month or so, month and a half from now is the idea. And that'll be very interesting to LP a game like Silent Hill, folks. It's a world apart from like Resident Evils, but to LP a game like that will be very interesting. Well, it would be very interesting. The storyline is baffling enough as it is, folks. It'll be a joy to LP that game, definitely, if I can. But, could be very interesting to see more about that. And I've got a few other projects sort of lined up here and there, and there's a couple of things I would want to do a little further down the line. Of course, obviously. I do want to do more Resident Evil games like Resident Evil 3, and I wouldn't mind a couple others here and there, but they'll come as they arrive. I'll figure out those. I want to be able to work off more emulators, more stuff than just the PS1. I'm still trying to get the Lumines to work properly. However, that is giving me very, very persistent problems, and of course there's stuff like the SNES, and if I can get what do you call it? If I get Remake running up, that will open up the GameCube to me. And there's a couple games in there I might like to do. I'll have a look at that, folks. So then I suppose the only thing left then is why am I talking about this in a sense, other than just sort of letting you know about my plans, and what I'm planning to do at the moment, folks. And it's because I don't. Well, I don't partially because obviously to let you know on sort of what's going on with LPs the next couple or so in the works, and let you know what's going on with them. But I'd like to hear some a bit of feedback as far as Remake's concerned. I don't know how many of you have played it or anything like that. I honestly don't know. But if you haven't played it, and there's anything like that, if there's perhaps any other sort of stipulations you think might be appropriate, I suppose, for my remake LP, that please let me know. And like I always say, as I always have in my playlist tabs, as always, if you've got any games or anything like that, you'd like to see me LP, then drop me a line. I'll have a look at it, and I'll see what I do, whether I've played it or not. If it's a game I've not played, it's an opportunity to do a lot of things with it, really, and could be very interesting to do something like that, folks. I don't mind really. But yeah, folks, that's I suppose it's about as much of this sort of update video, I suppose. I'm just letting you know, just what's going on as far as that's concerned, and I've already stated what I'm doing about Resident Evil 2 at the end of Leon's B scenario, so I don't need to go on and anything about that. So yeah, folks, so please, if you want to, any comments, anything like that, any feedback, always appreciated, regardless of the LP or anything like that. I do enjoy getting the feedback, folks. It's I do appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this sort of this video, really. Just let me know what you think, really. But yeah, so folks, yeah, I suppose that's it for the video. I can't really say I'll see you next time, because, well, I don't know when exactly that's going to be. I don't know if I'll do another video like this, folks. Probably will somewhere down the line. Maybe I'll make it look a bit more professional. But yeah, folks. So yeah, thank you all very much for listening. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll see you down the line somewhere.